From today, artists who sample nature will be able to automatically split their profits with environmental causes through a project called Sounds Right, supported by the United Nations. Our music correspondent Mark Savage has been speaking to two of the musicians who are taking part, Roxy Music co-founder Brian Eno and the Norwegian pop artist AURORA.
I'm scared to touch, too tense to be undone.
It's an unusual duet.
I walk the streets.
David Bowie singing with wild pigs, bees and hyenas.
Against the voice of doom, failures.
His co-writer Brian Eno has remixed the track as part of an environmental campaign.
I feel I should get real.
This project is a way of saying to artists, look, we all use the sounds of nature a lot in what we do. Sounds like seagulls and waves and wind, and why don't we pay nature a royalty for that and then redirect that money towards people who are helping save the world, actually save the planet.
Backed by the United Nations, the project will also see ambient sounds from the rainforest and the ocean monetised on streaming services. But music is the key.
What I think music can do is to give you feelings. And if you can say to people, can you imagine a better world? Here's what it would sound like. That gives people a set of feelings about how life could be, how else things could be.
Artists who have contributed to the first wave of releases include Ellie Goulding, London Grammar and the Norwegian pop star AURORA, who's mixed the sound of her homeland's forests into the song A Soul With No King.
The beautiful thing about art and artists is that we do manage to speak to people in a way that doesn't feel like being preached to and has a very good chance of making nature and contact with nature seem desirable again.
Like a mother and a home never been.
The project could easily be dismissed as a gimmick, but Brian Eno, who after all pioneered ambient music, says turning to nature gives him new colours to paint with.
Well, it's such a thrill working with natural sounds. They're sort of raw, they're wild elements. And you have to make a decision about whether you are going to try to make them sound more like instruments or whether you're going to let them be what they are and to pull the music somewhere else.
Yes, on the David Bowie track that you've remixed, Get Real, it sounds like the hyenas and the wild pigs that are in there are almost musical collaborators. They're responding to the energy of the music.
Yes, they sound quite angry, don't they, sometimes?
Yes. Do you think music has the power to change?
The strength in music is that it's easier for people to agree on because it's wrapped in beauty, and no change will ever happen unless people stand together.
Most politics and most media gain their energy from division, from finding things that separate people. And social media particularly is this. It's very important that there should be ways that we can communicate that make us feel that it's worth cooperating rather than fighting.
What at the moment is giving you hope?
What gives me hope is that we're having conversations like this, and lots of people are having conversations like this.
It gives me a lot of hope to see that for the kids, even younger than myself, the conversation around the environment is so obvious. They're already strongly opinionated.
And the last thing I'll say that really encourages me is that old people like me are dying. The people who run the fossil fuel companies, the people who pay advertising companies to tell lies about what is really happening now, I don't think they have a platform in the future. So here's to death.
Let's make a new world together, Brian.
I was hoping you would ask.